Hello everyone, now we're going to work on the body. And now we're going to start with a magic ring. I do a little chain here. Pull it, but don't make it too tight. Single crochet 1, 2. And like I told you before, pull the string, the yarn. 1 and 2. And then you pull it shut, almost closed. 1 and 2. I work over the strand of yarn in the back. Now I'm going to place my stitch marker because I have sticks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Place the stitch marker. Now we're going to start with the increases. You can work over the yarn, but you don't really have to. I do for a few stitches. I'm going to do an increase in each stitch. The first 6 stitches, you're going to do an increase. And 2. Place your stitch marker. And we count to make sure we have 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 stitches. We're going to do the number 3 now. Number 3 is 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and then an increase in the following one. One single crochet, the last 2 stitches, and the last one is an increase. And we should have 18 stitches. Place your stitch marker. Either you can place it on the last or the beginning. That's a preference. 1, 2, 3, 4. 18. Perfect. Okay. Now we're going to go on row 4. Row 4 is 1 single crochet and 1 increase. And then I do 2 single crochets in the next 2. 1 single crochet in the next 2. One, 2, and then an increase. And now we have one more stitch. So it's one single crochet. And if you notice, I started with one single crochet and I ended with one single crochet, which makes two. Just like on the round. So there's two single crochets and an increase. The next round is, we're in number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're in number 5. So it'll be 3 single crochets in the next 3 stitches, 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches, 2 and 3, and then an increase. Again, 1 single crochet in the next 3, and then an increase. And the last stitch is an increase. If this puckers up in the middle, don't worry about it, because when you stuff it, you could always, play with the fabric and it would just stay round. There we go. So now we're on row 6. Row 6 is going to be single crochet in the first 2 stitches, 2 single crochets, and then an increase. Then we have the last 2 stitches, 1 single crochet in the last 2 stitches. Two in the beginning, 2 in the end, makes 4. So that's 4. Now we are going to go on round 7. 7 is going to be a little bit different. We're just going to do 1 single crochet in the next 2 and an increase. And we're going to do that all the way around. So I'll meet you at the end. One and 2, and the last stitch should be an increase. Okay, so now we're on number 8, and in 8 we're going to do 1 single crochet all the way around. We should have 48 stitches, but before we do that, let's count the stitches, make sure we have 48. Perfect, 48. Okay, we have 48 stitches. So now we're going to do 1 single crochet all the way around. 4 and 5. We're gonna do number 9. 9 is the first 7 single crochet. We're gonna single crochet in the first 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We're gonna do an increase. So there's 7 and an increase. We're gonna do that all the way around. 7 and an increase. And then the last one will be an increase. Now we're going to do, we're on row 10. On row 10. Okay, now we're going to do 16 single crochets in the next 16 stitches. After the 16 stitches, we're going to do an increase. This row here is forming the belly to give the bear a little belly. So when you're stuffing, know that this is going to be the belly part. 1. The next is 4 single crochet in the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, that's 3, 4, and an increase. Single crochet in the next 4 stitches, and then an increase. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you're going to do this 4 times. So this is the second one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and an increase. That's 1, 2, 3 times. One more time. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and an increase. Now we're going to finish with 16 and 1 increase. So it'll be the next 16 stitches, you're going to do 1 single crochet in each one. 1, 2, 3. We're going to add the stitch marker. Okay, now on this round, we should have 60 stitches. On this round, we're going to do 1 single crochet in each one. And we should have a total of 60. This is where you have to count. Make sure you have 60 stitches before you go any further. 59 and 60. So we have 60 stitches. So rounds 11 through 13, we're going to do 60 stitches, 1 single crochet in each one, and it should add up to 60 stitches. I'm going to do a few, and then I'm going to meet you at the end of the 13th round, because it's all 1 single crochet in each stitch. So I'll meet you at the round of 13. Okay, I'm at the end of round 13. I have a few more stitches to go. When you're in this round, you have to make sure you have 60 stitches. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 rounds. Let's make sure we have 60 stitches. Nine, 60. That's 60 stitches. Okay. That's 60 stitches. Now round 14, we're going to do the next 8 stitches, 1 in each. So that's 1 single crochet for the next 8 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then we're going to do a decrease. This is where we're going to start decreasing. Okay. This is the invisible decrease that I do. Next, we're going to do the same thing, repeat it all the way around. And 8. And again, the decrease, the last 2 stitches. Pick up the front loop of each stitch, both on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through those 2, and then do a single crochet. And that's it. When we're done this stitch. So now we're going to count, make sure we have 54 stitches. Perfect, 54. So now in round 15 through 18, we're going to do 54 stitches all the way around. So it's 1 single crochet in each one all the way around. Do a few stitches together, and then I'll meet you at the end on round 18. So it's 1 single crochet in each stitch. At the end of round 18, we should have 54 stitches. Okay, now we've reached down to row 18. Let's count. Make sure we're on row 18. Start from the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And this is 18. I'm finishing up 18 now. Last few stitches. After we do row 18, we're going to start attaching the arms to the body. Now we're going to attach the arms to the body. In the next 12 stitches, we're going to do a single crochet in each one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. That's 12 stitches. Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 12 stitches. Now we're going to grab the arm and we're going to work from inside the arm. From inside the arm, we're going to grab a stitch from inside. So we're working from inside. You don't have to stuff it that much. You can have less stuffing, then later on you can add more stuffing. Okay, so from the inside, we're going to single crochet into the body. That's the first stitch. And we're going to do that 3 times. Into the arm, into the body, and single crochet. And this is how we're attaching the arms. From the inside, grab the stitch, grab the body stitch, and single crochet. Okay, once you're done that, we're gonna single crochet 24 around the body. So the next 24 stitches, 1 single crochet in each. 1, 2. So we have 4 more stitches. 1, 22, 23, and 20. Wait a minute. 23 and 24. Then we grab the other arm and we do the same. Let me fix this here. Has too much. Okay, so now we're going to attach the other arm. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to go from inside. Wait a minute. Yes. From the stitch inside the arm onto the body. So we have it like this. We're going to insert the hook into the body, yarn over, and do a single crochet. And the second one, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to make 3 stitches to attach the arm. And this is the 3rd stitch. There you go. 3 stitches. Now we're going to single crochet in the last 12 stitches. And 12. Okay. And if you count these stitches, you're going to count them around the body, not around the arm. So you count around the arm, around the body, make sure you have the 54 stitches. One, 52, 53, 54 stitches. So we have our 54 stitches. And now we're going to crochet around the body, and then we're going to crochet around the body and then around each arm, all the way around till we get to the end. So the first set of stitches is 12 single crochets in the next 12 stitches. 3, we should have 12 stitches here. 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. We have 12 stitches there. Now, that first stitch that we crocheted the arm in, we're going to grab that first stitch. Okay? So it's the first stitch of the arm. This is the arm right here. This is where the first single crochet into the arm. That same stitch, you're going to go in there. And you're going to do 1 single crochet. And you're going to do 14 stitches around the arm. So that's 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is 13. And remember that we have that last stitch. This was the last stitch here. You can't see it. It's right here. This is the stitch that we did with the first single crochet when we attached the arm. We're going to go in there. And that's 14. And then we're going to go into the body. The next set of stitches is 12 stitches. 1, 12 single crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Here goes 12. Now we're going to do an increase with just 1 increase here. 1 increase. And then we're going to do 11 stitches. And 11. Now again, I'm going to show you this again. This is the first single crochet that we did onto the body. That first single crochet that you crocheted into the body, you're going to grab that. So this is it right here. You're going to go insert your hook, do 1 single crochet there. That's 1. You're going to need 14 stitches around the arm. 14 single crochets. This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And this is the 13th stitch. And again, we're going to grab that stitch. That first stitch that we single crocheted, it's right there. It's right here. Right here. That's the stitch that we crocheted into the arm. So they're going to grab that single, make that. And the reason I do that is so that it doesn't have a hole on the arm, so you don't have to sew it in. Okay, so we did that. That's that stitch there. So we're going to the next stitch, and we're going to do 12 single crochets. 10, 11, and one more is 12. You count all these stitches around the arms, you should have 77 stitches. Okay, so now we're going to start the decreasing all the way around. So now we're going to do 9 single crochets and a decrease. So 8 and 9. I'm going to do this first set with you. That way you see exactly what I'm doing. So now it's a decrease. Okay. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and a decrease. And a decrease. Then the next 9 and a decrease. And a decrease. The last 2 stitches do a decrease. And place your stitch marker. So now we should have 70 stitches all the way around. So if you count them, they should be 70 with the decreases. So now we're going to decrease again. And this time we're going to do 8 single crochets and a decrease. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and a decrease. And you have to continue that, the 8 and a decrease, all the way around the arms and everything until you reach the stitch marker. Last 2 stitches is a decrease. So now we're going to work up 23. 23 is 7 single crochets in the next 7 stitches. One single crochet in each one. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then a decrease. Okay. Okay, if we count, we should have 56 stitches. Every once in a while, you have to stop and count to make sure you're keeping on track. Okay, so now we're going to row 24. 24 is 2 single crochet and decrease all the way around. So it's 1, 2 double crochet and a decrease. So it's 1, 2, and a decrease. And the decrease, the last decrease. Okay, so now we're going to go on row 25. Row 25 is the next 5 stitches, single crochet. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to do a decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to do a decrease. Then we're going to do this all the way to the end. And I'll meet you at the end. Okay, we're up to the last 5 stitches and a decrease. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this is the last decrease. Every stitch marker, place it again. Okay. In this row, we should have 36 stitches. There should be 36. And this is where we're up to. So now we're going to do 2 single crochets, 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches, and a decrease. Then a decrease. And then we're going to do 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and a decrease. Again. 2, 3, and 4, and a decrease. You have 2 stitches left. And we're going to do 1 single crochet in the last 2 stitches in each, 1 in each. The last 2 is 1 and 2. Remember, I started with 2, I end with 2, that completes the 4. Okay, this is the last round. Round 27. Now we're going to do 6 single crochets, 1 in each stitch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to do this 2 times. This is the first one, 6, and it's decreased. Now we're going to do another set of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and a decrease. Okay, the next stitch is 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and a decrease. And before it gets any smaller, we're going to start stuffing to make sure at least we can get the stuffing in there. Because we want to give the shoulders a little form. You can see this, see it? This one is rounded and this is flat, so we have to stuff it. We're going to round off the shoulders. And here's the bear. Let's finish this round. We stopped at that round 4, so we have 6 single crochet and a decrease to go. And then we're done. Then we can fasten off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. A decrease. Okay. Here, I usually do, actually, you could just pull it out. Just pull this out. Leave a long tail for sewing. It's a long tail for sewing. We're going to sew the head onto the bear. I'll cut it here. And that's it. And you're done. And this is the body. This is what the body's going to look like. So now we have the head, the arms, and the legs. And these are the only 3 parts that we're going to be sewing on to the body. And I'm going to be attaching the body parts together to create the bear. First, we're going to take the head, and we're going to, from the tip of the nose, which is this circle right here, you count under his head 10 rows. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you place a stitch marker on the 10th row. Then you take the body, and you know where the 10th row is, you're going to meet it with the front of the body. Once you do that, you take your skewers, whatever you're using to hold the head together, and you stick it in. You stick both of them in, one on one side and one on the other side, so the head is stable. There you go. So now the head is stable. I turn him on his belly. And you can fix the skewers if you want at this point in time. Just make sure the head stays straight. Okay, I want to put it there. Okay, so I fixed a little bit. I like to use the skewers because it doesn't slip out. So we take a darning needle and we just start sewing it. Here's your darning needle. And we're going to start sewing the head to the body. You just pick up a stitch on the head. Right there. The next stitch. I'm going to move this skewer. Okay, because it was in my way. You pick up your stitch. And you continue sewing. So now we have a little hole here. So now we're going to continue stuffing to make sure the head doesn't wobble. Because right now, as you see, the head is a little loose. But with a little bit of help of more stuffing, you can stuff more. And I like to push it all the way to the shoulder, to the other side of the shoulder. Don't be afraid to put your fingers in there. There you go. Just to help the shoulder a little bit more. See? Make it a little bit more sturdy. Then I just continue adding more stuffing to the head. There you go. Then I take a little bit of this one and I'll put it on this shoulder. Just to help him a little bit more. Make it more sturdy. And continue stuffing it until you feel the head is not going to move. You continue stuffing until you feel the head is more secure. There you go. See? He's got. Yeah, add a little bit more and then we're done. Okay, and then now we're going to finish sewing him. Sewing the head. Now I took the skewers out. We're going to continue sewing the head. This is the last stitch. I'm going to go this way. Okay, and then we'll just weave this in a little bit. I'll weave it in here to the back. But I always, on all my amigurumis, I create a small knot, which you won't see. So I always end it off with a little knot. There you go. Push it down. Yeah, push it down. Then you continue weaving in. And you will not see that knot. I promise you. There you go. You don't see the knot. You don't know where it is. And I'll weave it in a little bit more. And if you pull too hard and you get that indentation, just stick your needle in or anything and just pop it back up. Then you take your scissors, you pull a little bit and you cut. And it goes right back in. And there you go. Here goes the bear. His head is sewn on. It doesn't move. With that extra stuffing, it helps out a little bit. Okay, so we're done with that. Now we're going to attach the legs. And now we're going to see where the flaps come in. But before we see where the flaps come in, I want to add 2 stitch markers to mark off where we're going to place the legs. We're going to place the stitch marker on the bottom. Right here. Just so you can know where the bottom is. That's the bottom of the bear. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. On the 6th row, we're going to place another stitch marker. Now, when we place in the leg, When we're going to sew on the legs, remember we have a left leg and a right leg. And this is the left leg. The bottom part of the leg is going to be on row 6. It's between row 6 and 7. So it's right here. Right? And that's where we're going to take the skewer and put it in. That's one. And we grab another skewer and we put it in the other way. There you go. So we have the 2 skewers holding the leg. And if you see, it lines up. The leg has to line up. And if it doesn't line up, then you move it over more to the center. Here. You move it more this way. See, mine's is sticking out. So I want them to be a little bit more over here. So I'm going to remove the skewers and move them over a little bit. Just a bit. See, I move them a bit. So that's how you want to line it up. Then we stick the skewers back in. So we have the skewers back in. And I like where it's lined up. See? It lines up really well. It is better lined up. So now we'll take the darning needle. We'll start sewing in the leg. Okay, now I like to start on the flap, because the flap, right here on the flap, this flap holds it down. That's to keep it more secure. That's what the purpose of that flap is. So now my stitch marker is right here. Right here. That's where the stitch marker is. And I'm just going to continue, just sew it in. That's the first stitch. That's the first stitch. And then we're just going to sew down the flap. Always try to keep it straight. Now I'm going to remove the skewers because I want to add more stuffing to the leg also. That way the leg is not all over the place and loose, because they need it to be in a sitting position and they don't want no floppy legs. Legs and stuff good. Then I add the rest of the stuffing here. I try to make it a little tight here, because that way when you're sewing it, it's a cute little leg. Okay, we want to grab that. See this? When this happens, I grab it with the back end of the skewer and I push it in. See how the stuffing becomes much more rounded and not flaring all over the place? That's what the skewer does. I guess it's the wood on the skewer. Oh boy, this thing is stuck on the stitch marker. There we go. So we tug it again. Now we're gonna go between 6. This is 6. This is 6. And this is 7. So we're going right in between here. So basically we're picking up stitches from here. But right now I'm gonna pick up a stitch from here because I still have one more from up here. Another stitch for the side. So here we go. See? Now we pick up the ones in between 6 and 7. And we sew it in. Now your leg is done and it doesn't move because of the extra stuffing that we added. It keeps it more firm, much more firm. So now we do the same thing. I'll stick it in, pull it out somewhere else. I'll make a knot. I always make knots. You don't really have to, but I do this to secure it better. So we pull that there, make sure it's not plugged in, and we do the same thing. Weave it in again, and then I'll cut the yarn. See how we left a little dent there? I'll just take anything, pull it back up. There you go. And if you see, the bear has his leg, it lines up. And that's what you want. You want your leg to line up. And then I'm gonna do the other leg, and when I finish it, I'll come back and I'll show you the whole bear all done in one piece. So here is the bear with both legs. He has both legs. He sits up. Both legs are there. And if you look, they're very straight. Everybody's on the same line, the same row. And on the bottom is the same thing. Okay? We're just a little bit above 6. Is between 6 and 7. That's the stitches you're going to pick up are in between 6 and 7. The distance here varies, so you can't do that. Just as long as it aligns with the arms. Both legs are aligned with the arms. Actually, with the underarms. And this is the Boggy Bear. That's the Boggy Bear. And you're done.